How will Blue Lock progress throughout the World Cup arc? Will they win? Will they lose? Here are my opinions. I've made two scenarios for if Blue Lock loses and if they win. But let's start with if Japan loses. It has been confirmed that Japan's group stage, aka the group of death, will consist of Nigeria, England, France, and Japan. I think Japan will face Nigeria first as like a filler club, used to showcase the newly refined abilities gained during the U20, the 2 week training arc. Even so, I do not think Nigeria will be a weak team, even though they are a stepping stone for Blue Lock. Blue Lock should win this comfortably. I believe there is a reason why France were placed in Japan's group stage right from the start. Japan will lose this match to set up a more high-stakes battle later on in the tournament, especially considering that they have Loki, a master, Charles with his ridiculous passing and playmaking, and a new Gen 11, who I'm just guessing here might be a goalkeeper. I don't think this match will take it that many chapters. France will win this almost easily, and this will set up a critical match against England, where they have to give it their all in order to advance. England have a new Gen 11, so this will not be an easy match. Bear in mind, no matter how good a new Gen 11 is, they can't carry their team across the whole tournament. So we'll probably get introduced to like various teams with different signature playstyles and strong, interesting characters to balance matches out. Japan will squeeze through and make their way to the knockout stage. Now finally, Sei Itoshi joins the squad in the knockout stage. According to Sei, his joining late won't matter because if Japan can't even clear the group stage on their own, then it will be pointless. I think what they mean by this is that they won't be useful to him in whatever his goal is with Borni Iglesias and Spain. You can only imagine how Borni Iglesias, the Spanish New Gen 11, and Spain are from this statement. Anyway, Blue Lock make it through the knockout stage with Sei Itoshi's help. They will probably defeat another strong team with a New Gen 11, like maybe USA, Brazil, or Morocco. Obviously, both we and Blue Lock can't meet all the New Gen 11 on the field, so I think they'll watch a few matches and I'll study them so we can at least get lore. This includes Germany and of course Michael Kaiser. I do not think Blue Lock will play against Germany. Rather, they will watch whatever match Germany play, mainly because we have already seen our protagonist, Yoichi Isagi, face off against him before. But Blue Lock will not miss Germany, in my opinion, at least not on the field. In the quarterfinals, they will face another New Gen 11 team and win. Maybe Italy and Don Lorenzo. But I think at this point, Sei will still not be giving it his best in the matches. He won't until they finally face Spain in the semi-finals. Blue Lock will lose the first leg of the semis and win the second leg in typical Blue Lock fashion, I think, to stir up some drama. The final match will then have France vs Japan, with France emerging as the winners. I think this will lead to Blue Lock being disbanded and all the players going their separate ways, maybe a time skip club arc. But it doesn't end here. Blue Lock will develop for a few years and come back to win the Adult World Cup. They will face off against its professional players and an even stronger France with a grown-up and more destructive Charles and the New Gen 11. A more experienced Loki with the Noah, who will be on the brink of his physical peak. The goal of Blue Lock is to create a striker who can lead Japan to a World Cup victory. So I think this scenario is very interesting. Japan will win this match, with Isagi most likely emerging as the star of the match. Let's go to if Japan wins. Okay, so the group stage loss against France will be so devastating that it will set up a revenge match, like an even more dramatic revenge match against France in the finals. But I'm not in favor of Japan winning personally at this stage because I think they already evolved too fast in the NEL arc, already beating so many New Gen 11s like Don Lorenzo and Michael Kaiser. So I think beating a master, for that matter, would just because we all know France are going to make the finals now. So I think beating France will be too kind of boring. We've already seen Isagi win so many. So me personally, I think that Japan should lose this arc in the finals, and come back with motivation, and we should see an adult Blue Lock with stronger abilities. Now, as for the plot lines and the chemical reactions and so on and so forth, I think I'm going to make a separate video on that. But let me just go over some of them that I think will be very interesting and will be like kind of the main focus of the whole arc. For Say and Bonnie, it has already been implied that maybe Bonnie did something to Say or said something to Say that really upset him, and now Say has this kind of hatred for Bonnie. Bonnie doesn't really look like a bad guy, but he looks like, I think that he looks kind of quiet but deadly with that scar and his dead eyes from the manga, and I think it will be very interesting to see. I think for the first time we will finally see Sid struggle in some way, go through some character development against Bonnie. I'd like to see how Rain reacts to all of this, because they haven't even played with each other since so long ago. I think it's going to be one of the best dynamics in this NEL arc. Also, with Nagi, I think he has already accepted his role as a villain, but does he really truly have the heart to go on with it? And also, the other Blue Lockers have been refining their abilities during this break, but we probably know that Nagi didn't really practice because he thought his career was over and he was on this slump. So he's basically coming in with the same abilities that he had, which is not really bad because Nagi is basically his thing. And also his mentality could he really have changed everything with just one conversation from Igaguri? Well, we'll see. As for our MC, Plot Sagi Yoichi, I'm just kidding. He studied game-changing moments, so I believe he's going to use that to destroy his opponents, and that's how he's going to be the best player, and maybe he's going to improve his meta vision too. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.